look cool? Is Captain America Brave New World the worst Marvel movie yet? I think it might be the most forgettable, at least, with probably the least rewatchability of any of the other Marvel movies. Now you're probably asking yourself, who's this guy? Why is he so thick? And why should I listen to him? To answer those questions, first off, my name is Thick Nick, so it's in the name. Secondly, I've watched every single Marvel movie ever made, and almost every TV show ever made, so I know what I'm talking about. And obviously this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen Captain America yet, you probably don't even care, so stick around. I'll tell you my overall thoughts and everything that kind of pissed me off about this movie. First of all, Brave New World. Is this movie brave in any way? I would argue, no, it's not. As a screenplay and the political angle to this movie, it plays it quite safe, to be honest. If you've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this one doesn't really do anything with the characterization of Sam Wilson. Sam is pretty much at odds with the government again. He's trying to prove one of his friends a brainwashed assailant, and he's trying to uncover who the puppet master is behind all this espionage. This realistically could have been season 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it would have been better overall, probably could have explored a few more of the plot points. Basically, the plot of the movie is Isaiah Bradley, who was the first Black American to take the super soldier serum, is now a friend of Sam Wilson, and he gets brainwashed to try and assassinate the president, who's now Harrison Ford's character, Thunderbolt Ross. Because of such actions, he is held in jail and is facing the death penalty, and Sam Wilson's got to figure out who brainwashed Isaiah Bradley. All the while, we learn that the Celestial in the ocean is housing adamantium, which is a new rare metal that is stronger than vibranium, and all the countries are kind of at war with who is the rightful owner of said metal. Now we soon learn that the leader is behind all of this, who is a character from 2008's Incredible Hulk, essentially being held captive from Thunderbolt Ross to work on a cure for his heart disease because Thunderbolt Ross screwed him over and became president and didn't release him from this prison. He's mad, he's brainwashing people left, right, and center, and his super secret plan is that he has been feeding Thunderbolt Ross these pills that are for his heart, but at the same time they are laced with a gamma radiation, and he's hoping that he can make Thunderbolt Ross so stressed out that he will inevitably turn into the Red Hulk, reveal his true self to the world. Now let's dissect this plot for a second. In a world where a giant purple man wiped out half the universe with a snap of his fingers, how was it so far-fetched that a character might have been brainwashed to assassinate you to incite a war? So it's one of two things. Either Thunderbolt Ross knew that Isaiah Bradley was mind-controlled, and it's definitely from the guy with a super brain that you have housed prisoner for 17 years, or he truly had no idea, which again brings me back to how the hell can you not open your mind to that concept? Hell, the same thing happened in Civil War, where the Winter Soldier was brainwashed to assassinate the King of Wakanda. And guess what? That almost started a war. Which brings us to the second word in this movie, new. Is anything new in this movie? No, because all plot points and tropes are of things we've already seen. And the leader's grand plan through all of this was to brainwash American soldiers and Japanese soldiers so that they fight each other and create a war for adamantium. And finally, at the end of the movie, when Sam Wilson saves the day, there's no war anymore. With a genius intellect and can basically probability his way out of any scenario, the leader has one of his plans ruined. He decides to turn himself in. What? Yeah, the leader basically gives up and gets himself arrested after escaping after 17 years, and I don't really understand why. It sounded like he was gonna pull off a I wanted to get caught scenario, but we don't see that play out ever, and I don't think we ever will. And he really bet on the fact if Thunderbolt Ross turned into the Red Hulk, that would still make his plan succeed of having other countries hate America. So overall, this really ruined the threat of the leader and kind of made everything he did up to this point feel pointless. Why they chose this guy to be the main antagonist of Sam Wilson's character. They're trying their hardest to make something between them, but yeah, that falls flat completely. This is one of the many problems of this Captain America, is there's no real test for him to prove himself worthy of Captain America's shield. The leader is taken away into custody, and what he thought would happen does happen. Thunderbolt Ross turns into the Red Hulk, and Sam Wilson's gotta face him mano a mano. Now, the Red Hulk was cool. Seeing him in action, you felt the weight of his destruction, but the entire time you're just hoping and praying that the Incredible Hulk shows up, because that's what we really wanted to see. We never wanted to see the Falcon or a Captain America fight the Red Hulk. But anyway, it plays out exactly how you expect, until Sam Wilson has to calm him down with his way of words. And I really thought they were going to bring Betty out at this point to calm the Hulk down. And it made me think, oh, I guess they're not going to bring back Betty's character, because this would have made the most sense. No, because later, Thunderbolt Ross is put in prison at the Raft. It's revealed that Betty comes to visit him finally in jail, and again, why wasn't she there to calm him down as the Red Hulk? It would have made a lot more sense than the Red Hulk listening to Sam Wilson talk. Like, why would he stop what he's doing mid-fight and listen to this guy? Anyway, so that's the end of the movie. And speaking of the Winter Soldier, he cameos in this movie to give Sam Wilson a little pep talk, but doesn't offer to help in a scenario he is very accustomed to, as he's been brainwashed, just like Isaiah Bradley's character was. It's like the movie was trying to be so grounded and pretend that superpowers don't exist. Okay, if the Red Hulk exists, it's not that grounded. I'm sorry, but it was trying so hard to be the Winter Soldier, but the script was not smart enough or interesting enough to be like that it needed to bring in all these other superpowered aspects. And because of this, both things don't work together, and that is my biggest problem with this movie. It's just a complete mess of ideas, and it services no one, and only harms the most important character in the movie, Sam Wilson's Captain America. They add in this Israeli Black Widow, they add in Giancarlo Esposito's character. They don't really do anything, they're just there for beats of action, and all these things distract from the most interesting parts of the story, and that's Sam Wilson's Captain America trying to be Captain America in this age and helping save his friend Isaiah Bradley, who has been shelved and hidden from the world, and it's happening again. And they both figuratively and literally do that to his character. They just put him in the cell the whole movie. Everything's such a waste. Coolest thing about this movie is it sets up adamantium. So if this movie was a 2-hour advertisement for setting up more interesting things to come later, then yay. I'm glad I spent money and time for a 2-hour product advertisement. That stuff's cool, but you gotta do the big stuff first, and then the little stuff is the cherry on top. But it seemed like the adamantium and the Red Hulk were the point of this movie, and it's a shame. That's my opinion. I just think this movie was a waste of time. It only services the future of the Marvel Universe, and it is what it is. But let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of the movie? Am I reading into it too much? Do I need to have more fun? Let me know in the comments below. As always, my name is Thick Nick, and if you guys like this type of content, let me know. I will review more movies on the thick screen.